Musicians here are amazing. They're not good, they're great.
The official film community here is very conservative.
I know. AI is not gonna take your job. Somebody using AI will take your job.
When The Fall came out in Latvia, it did good. It did good opening. Then when it got Golden Globe, it was like bam, Golden Globe said it's okay. And when it was nominated for an Oscar, it shot like in a rocket in the stratosphere, and it went #1 for weeks because the Oscar Academy said that this movie is great, so I should go and watch that.
I'm like, this guy needed you to share the movie when he had nothing, when he needs to make the money. Now he has everything. The Hunger Games versus Divergent, all the films.
Can just throw them both.
Welcome to Santiago's Creative Journey podcast. Today I have the wonderful Sergej from Kinokults. He's the guy responsible of bringing great cinema to Latvia. He curates movies, international, national, and displays them in the cinemas for us. And we had a conversation about the film industry, what is happening, where do we feel is going, and what do we think we can do to make it better, to make the film experience again what it used to be, that we used to love so much. We know the cinema is a little bit in decline, but we think we have an answer how to make it very entertaining for all of us. So enjoy the conversation, grab some tips so that you can see some movies that are going to be amazing and change your life. And thank you for joining. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for inviting me.
I last time I had a conversation with Cinema Frog about movies, like a while ago, but I was so excited about talking about cinema because I've been inviting a lot of people, but not so many cinema lovers.
Okay.
So I have realized that my cinema talking muscle is craving for some good old workout. How have you been? What's new in the cinema, in the Kinokults world?
Great, thanks. We have a lot of screenings, a lot of premieres. We're working very, very carefully with the classic films.
Okay.
What's
coming
stuff.
new soon?
What can I tease? We are trying to launch maybe a new thing because we are being asked a lot by our patrons to show this picture and that picture and that picture, and now we are trying to somehow get it all together, and then they'll show exactly what we've been requested for.
Okay.
So yeah, so things like I think long overdue, like Michael Mann's Heat, like Kubrick's Space Odyssey, like Blade Runner. We did a Blade Runner show I think like 10 years ago, but not since then. So it's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Wow.
Hopefully soon.
I've never seen Blade Runner in the cinema.
It's incredible.
It has to be. Which version are you trying to get? The original one or the director's?
I think the final cut.
The final cut.
Yeah.
Which is the one with the voiceover.
No, this is the final cut without the voiceover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that's the director's cut then.
I think it has 5, if I'm not mistaken, 5 cuts in total.
Okay.
Blade Runner, it's like an original one.
Yeah.
An extended thing, the director's cut, which is not really director's cut. Then it's like some kind of alternate version. Okay. And then it's like final cut by Ridley Scott, which is I think 10 years old or something. Then he said, okay, this is now my final cut.
Okay.
But maybe he's not done, so it's
well, if he's
by the time we show it, maybe it's another one.
I am watching right now, and I watched it. Last week I started watching it. I just wanted to check if it was the one that is called the final cut. They have it in Prime, and it has the original.
The voiceover.
What's it called? The voiceover. And I had never watched it with the voiceover. And while I was in film school, I remember a friend telling me that that was his favorite version because he felt that the voiceover gave like some kind of a mood. And I'm like, I'm kind of getting it. So, but I will watch it all through and through. I just watched the first sequence, I think, just to check if it was the one with the voiceover, and it was.
Maybe I mean on the record, maybe I have to check. Maybe this is the one.
Okay.
It's been some time since I watched it, but I have to check it what's on Prime because there could be like another version marked as final cut. Sometimes it happens. But
it happens.
Let's see. I will definitely check it out. Which one is it?
And you're getting like a full-on 35mm print?
No,
like a digital.
I don't. Now it is possible to screen 35mm in Latvia, but it's super expensive.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do also.
I remember I told you that the first time I saw Pulp Fiction in the cinema was one of your screenings.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure it was a 35.
It was.
Yeah, because it was scratched like like a cat found it. But I think that's what I love
Gave
about
it, yeah. No, you're absolutely right, because I don't know, maybe for Blade Runner, because you have a lot of young people coming in who are like watching streaming movies all their life because they are 20-25 years old, but they are coming to cinema to experience some films first time or first time ever on the big screen.
Yeah.
I don't think they will like the scratches.
Yeah.
I don't think so. For not for Blade Runner, but for Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
maybe that's the thing. I would like to do the show again, like where we can get a
print.
film print and show it and get the projector, and most importantly, get the film technician that will operate the projector. Those guys are like, they are gone. They're doing other things, yeah, man.
I think they're dead already.
And then you can advertise it to like a 35mm screen. I think that would be a big hit.
Oof, I will be there for sure.
For very special film, it's a special atmosphere. It's like nothing else, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. No, I love that you have the love to keep cinema alive and bringing classics here. I feel I've been talking about this. That films have gotten worse, significantly worse in general. And there are some old classics that I can watch 20,000 times. And I think that's the magic of right now, that, you can't still go watch a film that is 50 years old in a huge screen with a digital, even if it's in a digital print, and enjoy the experience, because if it's archived, why not? Like I'm not subscribed. I'm not of the belief of new is better. If the film is good, it's just good. So when I watched that time for Pulp Fiction, of course I had watched it a million times already. I was like, this is amazing. And I also watched another one that blew my mind, was Terminator 2, that you did. I was in shock watching that movie on the cinema, because it's just so powerful. Like that scene, like that they don't do stuff like this anymore. Where she's having that nightmare that she's seeing the kids in the park and the new kids, and the wave blasts and burns everybody, and she ends up like on a skeleton, and there's like a wave of fire on the screen. Like, that is amazing. Like, I remember seeing that and being like, wow.
Yeah, this is interesting. We had with the friends recently a conversation, which I think I believe it's true, that my friends have been watching some older action films, like let's say, not the absolute cinema, as Martin Scorsese would say, like Jean-Claude Van Damme's like earlier film, like Universal Soldier or Double Impact or something like that. Films that we watched on the VHS when we were younger, but in general, films that are not regarded as like very most quality cinema classics. Still, we love those films. And the thing that if you watch some of them in succession, you realize that, hey, like the craftsmanship on those movies is miles above like craftsmanship, for example, on some B or C type action films that you can watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
They look completely different. They look like a proper movies. So it was like not the same, but almost like a Taxi Driver or like Universal Soldier. Yeah. Of course, content-wise, like acting, directing, script, is that they're completely different. Yeah. But I mean, technical production, I can believe that they even shared some crew members, probably.
Okay.
So even as we remember them, like shitty action films with like Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal, etc. Not talking about like James Cameron or Terminator. This is like a different level. But I mean, the films that we do not hold in the highest regard. Yeah. Technically, or from the craftsmanship point of view, they are much, much, much better than anything that comes out in the same category today. They are just like lazy.
I haven't even paid attention. You're saying this. I saw like 2 weeks ago Bloodsport, the Van Damme one, and I felt one thing that I felt I understood how the producers shot that movie, meaning like the moments that I remember about that movie are the moments that you see they invested half the budget on. Because the beginning I was shocked that I remember it very. I love that movie when I like Bloodsport was a huge hit when I grew up. And when I was seeing the beginning, I was like, but this movie is kind of like half baked. But I realized how, oh, this is how they used to make movies. They had tight budgets, so they would say, okay, this is what it's gonna sell. This we won't compromise. This we're gonna have to do what we can. But that makes better movies than just what yeah, like what you're saying, that technically I haven't thought about that, what you're saying, that maybe they share crew people, that you can see that on their budget limitations they were pushing boundaries into how to tell the story, because you can see they have no money and they have little time, and I see the compromises, but that makes a better like they figure out how to do it. That's what I'm trying to say, that I feel right now maybe another part of the problem is that because there's endless options, you cannot, they don't commit to anything. So everything, there's no one like single force that you find moving, thriving throughout the movie, if it makes sense.
Yeah, and this is something that you can tell me. How part of that, not all of it, but part of that, I consider is because of the switch from the film to digital, but not all of it. But
Yeah.
still, with the digital, you can like, okay, we can try again and again, and it's faster and it is faster. But when you have like a super tight budget, as those other films, especially what, as I mentioned, like cheaper action movies did, still you have to set up the lights, you have to set up the scene, and you only have one chance. So you better be absolutely fucking ready for everything before, not on the spot, like, well, okay, let's just shot like 5-6 times and then move on. But this is same as like, it's not only that as I imagine it, but also when you do that a lot, I mean years, it becomes a mindset for you, so you don't really prepare that much, because the stakes are not that high. Because if you have like a film roll and you have one, like only one film roll, and you have like limited amount of time and you fuck it, then you're basically fucked. Nowadays you can we can fix it in post also, like whatever that means, but still it's a mindset. You can fix it, or you can just do like 5 different takes because you can just roll the digital camera.
I think it's a good point. It's a great point. I don't attribute it so much as that, because I shot my movie digitally.
Sure.
But I did many one takes. There's many shots that are in the movie that was the first take, because I just didn't have endless budget. So I think when Netflix started being a player, that they started giving this they needed so much content that they were giving these crazy budgets to people that have never done anything. And that's why it's happening. Not as much as because of the technology, but about the overblown budget to shoot something. So the people are not, they haven't, it's like you're literally saying how I went to school. In my school, I was broke. It was on film. I needed to get it on the first shot. I'm not gonna buy any more film that the school gave me. It's just too expensive. And the school would give me the film, they would give me the development, so I just couldn't afford it. Yeah. And you get used to it. I need to nail it. So when I'm moving to digital, I already have that within me. Yeah. But I had already also, when I was making music videos, I would make a music video in 20 hours. I remember I shot 3 music videos in 40 hours straight. Yeah. So I know that I have to be very, very economical. But it's not about the tool. It's about that when you have a lot of budget, you have a lot of time to waste. And you don't become sure about yourself of like, this shot is not gonna get better. Like when I was shooting the movie many times with the DOPs, they would be like, oh, we want another shot. I'm like, no, this is it. It's not gonna get better. I know it's not gonna get better. Whether the performance was too good, and I don't think it can become better. So, but I just feel that the crazy amount of money has made filmmaking sloppy.
I could agree, yeah.
Yeah.
So not to say that like all the newer films are worse and older films are better, but I think you can find the new appreciation in older films, especially in the craftsmanship, whatever the content is. But like, okay, now they're not doing that anymore. They're not doing as much practical effects or physical stuff. So you can, if you liked it, you can appreciate it more.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There's still good films right now. I'm also I agree on that. But I think we were at a. I think it's like with everything. There are moments that we are a better that like worldwide or the culture is at a better moment. Like I know that they won't be better soccer players than Messi and Cristiano playing at the same time. I can also know that in the 90s and early 2000s we peaked into how to make great movies. So that doesn't mean that in the future something can change, but the word, like when you think of, well, you know this better than me because you're more of a history. 99 had so many good movies. How that happened, it's just a crazy year.
95 and 2000, even 2001 too.
Exactly. 94 too also. Like this year, like this is not happening right now. What have you seen lately that has been very, very good for you, that you have really liked, that you could recommend, like a movie from this year, last year?
Okay. Well, very easy, actually easier. I loved the horror film Bring Her Back.
Okay.
It's just like from the latest, it's like it's a new release this week. But still, I think it's one of the best films from this year or last years in horror genre or overall. Also, it's a very interesting film because
Okay.
it's made by two brothers, this Australian YouTubers
Okay.
who have successfully went from making YouTube videos. They are the guys who made those like crazy YouTube videos where they do their own CGI, like I don't know, like person just jumps out the window and bam, explodes into like fireball. So they do it
Okay.
on their laptop, and then suddenly they are making the horror film. Their previous film was Talk to Me,
Okay.
and now they made the second one, and you can see how much the quality has increased. But what I was the most surprised, those guys are in their late 20s.
Okay.
It's very mature. It's very slow. It's like completely different from what when you are saying YouTube video. It usually means like very fast cuts, something that grabs your attention immediately, and then it's like this is like a slow moving, slow burning horror film. It's very scary, but it's not scary because of the jump scares. There are no jump scares. It's more like Hereditary, let's say, or Midsummer. It's also from A24, so it makes sense. But the studio do not dictate how to make a movie. It just releases it. They made it. So I was very surprised that the young guys who grew up making YouTube videos matured to like very successful horror filmmakers. I could say, okay, if it was like Ari Aster's new film, I would say, oh yeah, sure, yeah, it is. It's not. It's from the 20-something guys that made horror videos.
Okay.
So there's still hope for for young
No, there
filmmakers.
is for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, that was a great film because it was also surprising, especially knowing where it came from.
Are you like a horror fan? Is that your favorite genre, or?
It's not my favorite genre, but I don't have anything against horror genre.
Okay.
I love horror. I think it's a great genre. You can. I could agree that it's a genre that's for like all times it has worked, that you can make any kind of stories, especially in times of censorship, in times of like something else. You can make a horror picture and tell any kind of story through the horror. It's easier, I think, done through horror than it's like through romantic comedy.
Yeah. For sure.
For example, if you are because you can tell like a very politically charged story. You can tell something that is not that you cannot say otherwise, and just mask it as a horror.
Yeah.
And it's been done before, from Kubrick to like the Babadook to anything. You can just like push your story through, maybe through like financing or something, and then you can sell it and say it's not a horror. No, it's not what you think it is. It's just a horror story.
Yeah, it's clever.
And I like to be like entertained and scared maybe.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite genre?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you like all of them.
Okay. What are your like? I'm just trying to understand a little bit what you like. What up? Give me 5 movies of all time that you would put top on your list.
I can tell you my favorite genre, like movies that are. I will always watch them first. I will be interested in them first, while knowing all well that they probably are not that good.
Yeah.
I just love the not science fiction, but like with how do you call them, sci-fi films. There's nothing scientific about movies like Event Horizon or even Alien, something like 200-300 years in the future, with the spaceships in the space and they are just going to another planets. But it's like always been done like we live now. So
Yeah.
like alien spaceships, like space truckers, or like distant colonies where people are like miners or working or something like that. But it's like still, it's not like in the future. It's not gonna be like that if ever.
Yeah.
So that is my like favorite like
okay.
guilty pleasure genre.
I,
But there
I
are
love,
not
I
a
love
lot of
sci-fi.
movies in that genre, but they are always like, I just love them because I love it. It is a glimpse into the future that will never ever be.
Yeah.
Contrary to like films like, I don't know, Interstellar, which is like hardcore science fiction, that people are actually like researching what they are shooting, not just like cowboys in space.
Cowboys and aliens.
Yeah.
Remember that movie? Yeah. Okay. I love sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I grew up in 80s pop culture, so I think that those are my favorite films. I acknowledge they're not the best films, but they just hit differently for me because I love that popcorn culture of blockbusters and gratuitous nudity and theme songs. Yeah, like I love that. That's why I made the songs for Vulgar that way. That I love in the 80s. The songs were a very big part of the movie, and that kind of went away in the 90s. In the 90s is they stopped making those themes. Well, there's movies still like Titanic and things like that, but in the 80s it feels like every movie had a theme song and it became a hit. Yeah, like from Dirty Dancing to Flash to everything that Flashdance, sorry, Footloose, all those kind of movies. I love 80s movies.
I don't know something changed, because you probably don't remember that, because I also didn't. I forgot it.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago, like when Top Gun Maverick had a theme song by Lady Gaga. Where did it went? Nobody remembers that. Lady Gaga is like #1 artist in the world. I mean, in the pop songs.
Yeah.
She did a special song for Top Gun Maverick. And it's just like, pooh.
Well, now
It had to be like my heart will go on. Obviously they did it, so it will be. It wasn't a throwaway thing, but something changed, and it's just.
But let's be fair. Like the Shallow song from A Star Is Born
Okay.
was everywhere. Like maybe what happened. I don't remember the song now that you're saying it.
Yeah.
Maybe specifically what happened there is that song wasn't as good.
Maybe it was not a good song, yeah.
Because Shallow was everywhere, and the song is really good. Another one that was everywhere, but that's almost like 15 years ago, is Skyfall. Skyfall by Adele. Great song.
Minion song by Pharrell also was.
Very good.
So it's still, sometimes it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Minecraft did have some song or not?
No, well, Mario had a song like the
He did?
Peaches. Like it was kind of. It wasn't popular, but
Okay.
like Shallow and Happy were like different.
Or James
size.
Bond songs, of course.
Yeah, or James. Bond
All
songs.
of them basically, they're like.
If they're goodly made, for sure, like they get somewhere. I wanted to ask you, how about Latvian cinema? Tell me a little bit. By the way, we're premiering this week on Lithuania, so I'm gonna have my Lithuanian experience.
Okay.
So I'm in all the cinemas they took us. I didn't know it was so rare for a Latvian movie to be in Lithuania, and
Almost the same as Lithuanian film in Latvia.
yeah, exactly. Then I understood. I was like, yeah, when have I seen a Lithuanian film in Latvia? Never.
Sometimes.
Like I remember one a long time ago, Homo Novus or something like that.
But that is a Latvian one.
It's a Latvian one. I don't know why in my head.
It's very interesting, sadly interesting. I would say. I think Lithuanians now have like the all-time most watched film.
Okay.
It was Southern Chronicles. Basically, it came out at the same time that The Fall came out in Latvia and
Okay.
became the all-time most watched film in Latvia, which
Okay.
is cool. And the Lithuanians had their hit, and it was like a movie called Southern Chronicles.
Yeah.
And that's about 90s in Lithuania, in Kaunas.
Okay.
Very, very this like post-Soviet vibe film. Like, hey, like we gained our independence, but it's still it's very classical coming-of-age story. Young guy, he finishes the school, he's into sports, he likes some girl, blah blah blah. It's very, very classical film. Film became like most watched film in Lithuania of all time very quickly.
Okay.
It's now currently number one. Maybe you can catch it in cinemas in Lithuania.
I will. You're saying this, and I'm like,
it's
I will.
a great film. We loved it because we screened it for internally for our Kino Codes followers, and then they did I think one public screening, like something like 20 people came.
Wow.
So we are not really that much interested in Lithuanian cinema,
Well,
or in Estonian also, for that matter.
I feel I'm gonna tell you the distribution here. But I learned this with Vulgar. To be fair, it was as you know, it was my first film. But not only that, I had never had to, like all the theaters that I made, all the people that went to the theater, I had never had to distribute anything. I never had to advertise anything. And I understood all the mistakes that I made. Hopefully it's gonna be better in Lithuania. We'll see. If not, I will tell you like, no, man, like it didn't work either. But it's just that you have to remind the audience so much here that there's something in the cinema and that they have to go and watch it. And that I don't think it's only here. Maybe it's everywhere. You know, like I'm not trying to say that it's a Latvian problem or anything, but yeah, it's complicated. It's like it's a lot of work. Now that I'm doing the Lithuanian release, it's just a lot of work.
I think there's now no one single answer regarding Latvia, but the question about the Baltic films that don't travel, I think it's another question like altogether. I don't have an answer to that because it's not like a lot of Lithuanian films are super big hits in Estonia. And so it's not only about Latvia and Lithuania and Estonia. It's like we don't really have that share, I think, like cultural code or something. It's not that we want to watch Lithuanian films, but there's again still the problem that we don't really want to watch Latvian films either, and numbers support that, except when we do. And I don't think it's all advertising. You have to remind, you cannot sell. Because it's very, very interesting. It's not always the genre. It's only my experience, and I'm actually working with the films in producing capacity and in distribution capacity.
Yeah.
So I'm actually involved. But this is my opinion, and sometimes you can say the Latvians love their actors, and that used to be that big thing. Like you have to have a lot of big name actors, because a lot of big name actors in Latvia are the same actors that are in theater. So even outside Riga, people know them. They are going with the theater, so they know the faces, and you can be some kind of sure. But then again, a lot of films with the big name actors were not successful. Yeah. And the Latvians love their patriotic films, except when they don't. But still, yeah, you can. And so it's very interesting. But this one thing in my experience, if the film didn't catch, then the people are like, okay, no, I'm not interested at all. You can spend all you want on marketing, and people are like, no. I'm not hating that. Yeah. I just simply don't care.
No, my what I'm saying about the advertisement is that, first of all, for us happened many times that people told me they didn't even know my film was in the cinema. They never ever learned. And then the last straw was that one day I sat the whole day just to release reels in my Instagram saying, there's gonna be the last screening of Vulgar in Apollo Kino Plaza, and that day I sold all the tickets. So I was like, these people don't even know. I don't know if all the tickets, but a bunch of tickets that I wasn't selling. And I was like, eh, you have to, like, right now, the way I took it, I didn't took it because of Latvia. I felt like, well, I would think that if I have so many things on my phone to remember something, to go and do something, it's a little bit, it needs to be a little bit more pushed. For me, it's a great thing because what it has made me is double commit to the marketing, obsess about the marketing. Yeah. So now that I'm gonna go to my country, because the premiere in Lithuania is in 2 days, and it's gonna be in the cinemas, I think, from Friday. And it's a hard time because Superman, Fantastic Four, and
Summer.
this summer, and they don't want to go to the movies. And this week they're releasing 6 more movies, including, I don't know if including my sad mind, but it's gonna be hard. But it's I I am happy to have the opportunity to have a theatrical releases in another country. That is insane. I would have never thought of that. Yeah. And then I'm going to go to Venezuela. One thing that I can tell you is that the local film community, I just can't believe that, we apply to the price here. It's out of my head that they didn't give to the main actress of my movie a nomination, because it should be a celebration of, like, any actor know how hard is the job that she did. And for me, that's just crazy. In my country, I'm nominated in everything. Yeah, not the movie. The movie's nominated in everything, but I am nominated as a director, as a writer, as a music writer, and for the movie. We celebrate the thing. Oh, this guy went, spent his money, did all this thing. You have to celebrate so that the whole industry grows. Yeah, because the more we do, the more there's gonna be money in the industry. And for us, we felt the other way around. It's like they don't want you to be doing independent films. They want you to get in line and do what they want. And if not, they're just gonna they're not gonna support. And that is crazy for me, because the narrative on the street is that, oh, we have to do, like, oh, we wish that there would be more money, and people need to pay more taxes. How are we gonna do this if, like, you're not even supporting each other? Like, forget about myself, I'm gonna be fine. But you have to support each other as a culture. Like, you're here, I'm saying, I love what you have done about the things about and that's the idea of everything, is that people learn stuff and the industry grows and it grows for everybody. It doesn't grow for one person. Yeah. So that has been an experience that is very odd for me to watch.
Okay, but so you did apply for the awards here,
Yeah.
and but they are like in January or something.
Yeah. But they told us no
They told us
awards.
no awards. Yes,
No,
okay.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. No sound. We have the best sound in the country for sure. No sound. No music. But that's another thing that I'm gonna tell you that is very hard to understand for me. I had to go and work with the Budapest Music Orchestra because I couldn't afford the Latvian one. That is crazy for me. Like, that makes no sense for me. I wanted to work with the Latvian one, obviously. Yeah. So, because I know musicians here. Musicians here are amazing. They're not good. They're great. So I want, as anybody that is producing their own film, you want the best. Yeah. So I just couldn't afford it. And I had to go somewhere far to do it because it was impossible. That is the part that has been hard for me to understand. The lack of we're in this together, let's grow this together, somebody's making an effort, let's just help. And because I throw all my cash, all my time, I do 3 reels a day every day, so that my numbers are like 200,000 views a month. It's like, so that the thing can spread. Yeah, like, I'm gonna do everything on my table. And for me, it's very hard to understand why people are not jumping in themselves. Like, oh, there's gonna be a Latvian film. Let me make well, it's a Latvian film. Of course, the guy has no money. Like, it's Latvia. There's no money in Latvia. Like, that's. I'll give a special price, so that they gave me the same special price, but in Budapest.
Well, let's say that the official film community here is very conservative.
I know,
But I would say, like, on the positive side, just don't worry about the prices. But there is one thing that I have experienced, and not to offend anyone, I can say that what you say is true. That if you are making something outside the official system,
Yeah.
however you put it, it's not really celebrated, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And this is what you say, because we did both, like, Foundation of Criminal Excellence.
Yeah.
Outside, it was not really celebrated from the
Great film.
official, let's say, official representative of the state or the filmmaking. But the community is much bigger, and there are a lot of people that are making their films even outside. I mean, not going the official when you submit the script and you wait for financing, or you are a young filmmaker and you start with the shorts, and then you get, sometimes people just like radically do, hey, I'm gonna make a feature, we don't have any experience and nobody went to film school, we just watch films, etc. Yeah, I understand that this, like, Tarantino liked approach should be celebrated because it's super hard to make a film from the outside, but it's not really celebrated here.
And it adds up. It doesn't take away.
Yeah, but I think it's getting better. It's like people change, and then the people change also. I mean, like, older people are going to retire, and new people are coming in, and they maybe didn't start. So yeah. But if you are a young filmmaker in Latvia, and you want to make something outside the system, I would say, like, shoot for the moon and make a film for yourself, because it's gonna be very hard to, like, get like Kristaps for that. Yeah. Or maybe sometimes it happens if they like you. Yeah. It's never, you cannot actually blame the system, because the awards jury, they change every year, so it's not like it's like same people like are hating young people. No, they're changing, but I think the system itself, it's not really. If I only can say one thing, that it's not maybe very good, or like it feels strange for me, and it feels strange for me as a just like citizen of Latvia. It's like every time I see the Latvian National Film Prize, and there is something like one movie once a year, it could be great, or maybe it's not that great for me. It doesn't matter. It gets like something like 10 or 15 nominations, and I always think, and it's only my opinion, of course, and as a film fan, if I see like movie gets 15 Oscar nominations, it should be something like Titanic or Return of the King or La La Land. Something like everybody have seen that,
yes,
and everybody has at least opinion on that.
Yeah.
But it couldn't be the movie that has been watched by 1,000 people and nobody really knows that it exists, and it gets like 15 nominations, and it's being celebrated like it's like second coming of Jesus or something like that. But people just don't know. They're like, whoa, it got 15 nominations, but what is this movie? Tell me more about it. And it's like, whoa. So this is the difference between Academy Awards and our national, that like sometimes it gets like they overdo themselves and give like a lot of nominations to like single film or few films, and those films are, I always like, as a film fan or like as a citizen, it's like, hey, but I know the numbers, how this film was watched. It was not, it's just not known. Like, what are we celebrating? Nobody watched this film. Something like, yeah. But it's not a thing, again, it's not a single problem, and I have to admit that with the Foundation of Criminal Excellence, we also applied and we even got 2 prizes. I was very happy. They recognized us even for a script. It was great, and the actor Andris Dalgaviņš from the film, who is not a professional actor, he was named the best male performer over Anders Keiš and Kaspars Notiņš.
Okay.
And it was like, very interesting. It's not like I was like happy, like, we beat those guys. No, those guys are actors. No, Andris also is an actor from the Nelūk TVS series. So he's even more popular maybe now. But then it was...
The older guy or the younger?
The older guy, yeah. And because he become very popular, and now he's like proper actor, like actually working actor, however you call it. But still, I was happy. We were happy to receive the prize. But I still have a lot of questions every year.
Yeah.
I would say just like not focus, and it's better to focus on like what do we want to make, what kind of movie, and not like, hey, why are we not recognized? But it also hurts, of course, every time.
No, no,
You're not
no, no.
recognized.
To be fair, for me, like zero. Like I don't care about the me. Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm not Latvian. Yeah, so
But for the team, I mean, so
but
for yourself.
that's my thing. Like
Yeah.
imagine you're a Latvian actress. She made I said it to everybody. She made 2,583 takes. She only missed 3 because we did 2,586 takes. She was in every shot of the movie except 3. Like it's more than Tom Hanks in the one that with Wilson. The how's it called?
Castaway.
Castaway. Yeah. So she has all the range of the thing. How aren't you gonna celebrate your own person? It's for me. It's even what is embarrassing is like she's gonna be celebrated in my country. I know everybody's gonna love what she did, but what that forces me as a producer is that I have to work with less Latvians because I don't have a reason why. Yeah, like right now I'm trying to make the impossible. I'm trying to shoot a film that I don't have a script on the 25th of August and it's 4th of August. Yeah, so I'm gonna be flying people here to do the film. I would gladly do stuff with locals, but if locals don't make anything happen for me, I need to bring the people that make things happen for me. Yeah, as a producer, not because is that because at the end of the day, if you want to recover the money or sell it to somebody, I'd rather have somebody that in Venezuela is gonna mean the theater is full than somebody from here that in Venezuela is not gonna guarantee me that. But if I would be getting traction and attention here, I would be saying, okay, how can I get both markets? Yeah. So that is the problem with that. The problem is not an award and a piece of thing. It's just you celebrate your things so that people can understand the things that you have that are valuable, and then people want to be part of that. Yeah. So that's my thing. It would be amazing for me to go to Venezuela and say, oh, the music was performed by the orchestra of Latvia. I would love to do that. Like that's what, because Latvia is the place that has given me a home. My dad is Latvian. Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to go and say, well, this is the Budapest Orchestra. That's what's gonna happen. And it's not because I don't wanna, it's because if we don't understand that we're in this together and that we have to build stuff together, then if it's on my own and you're here just to, then I'll be on my own. That's what ends up happening. That's my only shame. Yeah. Did the people from the culturals, how is it called? The criminal culturals,
Foundation of Criminal Excellence.
No. Foundation of wow. Yeah. I glitched the 2 names. Did they made another movie?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's coming out on
it's gonna
October
be
10th.
Okay, nice.
I will advertise it now.
Okay, good. Advertising.
Yeah, we did, and it's made in the same style
Okay.
with the non-professional actors.
Okay.
Or maybe some of them will become actors now.
Okay,
hopefully.
good.
And it's
Fingers
a very hardcore police drama set in 1995. So it's like a historical picture.
Okay.
It's something like a Departed.
Okay.
That's less humor than previous one.
Action?
Action, yeah. Okay. Action drama. Very, very dark humor, but like police humor.
Okay.
And the film itself, it's not based on a true story. It's an original script, again, from the Oscar Suppenhates. But we did have a lot of consultants who worked in the police at the time and in the 90s. Some of those consultants became like actors in the film, and a lot of things in the film, like details, like from simple phrases to whole scenes, are absolutely based on real things that happened. And the more unbelievable they seem,
the realer
the more the realer they are.
Amazing.
Yeah, but the main story is about a young guy who starts working in the police, and he's very idealistic. And basically, the movie is about like he tries to do the right thing. He sees that like, hey, okay, I'm gonna catch the criminals.
Okay.
I'm gonna clean up the streets. The police precinct is all corrupt. I'm gonna clean that too. And the more he does things, the more he gets his hands dirty, and in the end he understands that, like, well, everybody who came before him probably also wanted the same thing. Like, and,
But
it's,
then
and
they
it's,
got-
it's about that, like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Where's the line? Like, when you are doing the bad thing, but like for the good cause, and where is this line, and how does it work? So yeah, and the most important thing is like that in Latvian it's called Tumšs zilais evaņģēlijs, but
Dark?
in the English it's
something.
called like just red, cold, blue.
Red, cold, blue. Okay.
So it's much easier for you to
remember.
or for like hopefully our audience outside of Latvia to remember. It's like
remember.
red, cold, blue.
Yeah. No, like, and I will go and watch it because I remember watching that movie and me being shocked how much I liked it. Because I had no expectation. I remember we went like at 11 in the morning because Gatis, that, Belogrudos, the editor, invited me. Oh, there's this movie, apparently it's very good. Oh, let's go watch it. And and it was something completely off of everything that I had seen Latvian. It was non-war related. It felt like for a normal guy audience. And I had
movie, yeah.
such a blast. And I was like, I remember, I've told this story before. I remember I went out like, this guy had to stole this script. It's too good. So I was like, is there a movie? Like, I was writing the thing. I never found, because I just enjoyed so much the experience. Great shot. That's why I was asking you if they had done something else. Because, like I would love to watch something else from them. But great. Red, cold, blue.
Red, cold, blue.
Okay.
Yeah. Tumšs zilais evaņģēlijs, but dark blue. Evangelicum, it's like because like police is dark blue.
Okay.
It has some mild like religious overtones, but it's not a religious movie, but religious like iconography, let's say.
When was it shot? This year? Last year?
More this team works quite not like slow, but very methodical. It was shot, I think, from last 3 years period. Like in a little bit, because when you have a non-professional actors, they can only work when they don't do like daily work, so you have to adapt to them. And if you have like tens of them, like it's a police precinct, it was built as a set, so you have to wait while everybody is available or can take a day off or something like that. So it was very long process, but yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
Okay, amazing. I hear that story how they shot it, and I get PTSD. I can't do that. Like, I have to start and finish. Like I have to do it 12 days. Like this one that I'm writing, I'll give myself 18. I don't have I have a title, but I don't want to say it yet because I haven't committed to the title. But it's the saddest movie ever, and talks about grief. But I was grieving. I was very like at the beginning of the year, so I wanted to make a movie about that. And what I love about right now is that we have the tools to just make stuff, and I cannot just sit and not make stuff. I am a kind of like a compulsive doer. I feel I like to do stuff, and that's the best. And I will work with the same actor, the same main guy. But well, as I told you, if working here would have been different, I would have worked with more people from here. But it has, like, I was literally talking 2 days ago, yesterday even, like that. I'm like, well, let's see with the releases, because maybe strategically it's not good to be in Latvia, because at the beginning I felt I had a lot of things laid out that were helping, but the more the time is passing, I have to see the whole run of the thing, because my idea was always to make movies here and sell them everywhere, because here a lot of people have good English. I feel the filmmaking community, I know phenomenal people, like great DOPs, great actors, like a bunch of people that I really want to work with. But it has been harder than I expected. I thought it would, because I don't even feel, I don't know what's your take on this. It's not only that they don't support, I feel they also anti-support, that they go against you. Is that in my head, or is it a fair assessment? What would you say?
You would have to like give me some example.
Like, for example, after the premiere, somebody literally went, the only bad review that I have in IMDb for the movie was a guy from the premiere that went there to write a bad review after the premiere. You can't just go home.
But
And it was a guy that he didn't even, and there was another guy that he on his own Telegram channel didn't finish the movie and said a bunch of things about the movie. Like these kind of behaviors for me are very, this doesn't happen in my country. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm just opening the conversation. I don't think it's bad or good. It's just like,
one thing I can say to you is that like maybe what's in play here is that in Latvia, what I have experienced is like if somebody likes the movie,
yeah,
he's like, okay,
okay,
I like that. And if somebody didn't like the movie or play or song
okay.
or political party or anything else, oh my God, he's going to like, I
Oh,
did
really?
not like it at all. Because like if you like it, like not like, but like,
Oh, but that's good that you're telling me this.
and if you didn't like it, I don't know, maybe this you can I think you can explore it because like people are maybe tired or unhappy or financially like restrained, and so they want to release something, but it's they are not really celebrating that much of success. But like let's say, I hope I'm not eating alive for that, but I can prove it with numbers that when The Fall came out in Latvia,
Yeah.
it did good. It did good opening because it was like movie from the Cannes
Yeah.
Film Festival. And it's like movie for everybody. Kids can watch it. You don't need to even know Latvian language because then nobody's talking. Like there's an animals,
Yeah.
and it was okay. But then when it got like Golden Globe, it was like bam, Golden Globe said it's okay, and when it like was nominated for an Oscar, it like shot like in a rocket in the stratosphere, and it like went number one for like weeks because the Academy said that this movie is great, so I should go and watch that. It's like, well, yeah, but this is the same movie before. It was in Cannes program, and we could go and watch it. But now that the big guys told us that this is really okay. No, and that is and well, hey, that is true. That's just like something they have to change. But it reminded me of we have another film, The Dog of God, by Raitis and Lauris Abel and my good friend Harry Grunman.
Okay.
The animated film. It's like
Haven't seen it. New?
Yeah, the new one. It's coming out in October also.
Okay.
I will send you all guys like invites. It's you will like it. It's like a hard R-rated animated film, historic about 16th century Latvian werewolves. There is everything you want. It's like animated violence, nudity, everything. Like
Amazing.
Like, monsters, lots of blood, like very anime-like. Anyways, we went to the New York. It had the premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Nice.
And it was my first experience there. It was very interesting. Of course, like you can see how the big festival like that operates, and there was like a lot of programs in the festival, a lot of subgenres, a lot of screenings, and we were like in one of that. And also, I was sitting after the screening, and you can see on the letterboxd like reviews popping up because it's in New York.
Yeah.
Of course, like everybody is like on the letterboxd and film fanatics.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who, I think it was like 2.5 stars or even 2 from 5, but he wrote like a paragraph about the film. And if translated to Latvian, I could publish this as a very positive review. If we forget about the 2 stars,
Okay.
and the guy said like basically, okay, this all violence is not for me, but if you like violent animated movies, this is a great movie.
Okay.
Then this visual style, it's a rotoscopic animated film, something very specific. This is not really for me, but if you like rotoscopic films, it's a great movie. Like, no, well, there was like some hallucinogenic scenes. I didn't understand them. They were definitely not for me. But if you like them, this is a great film. And this just like shocked me, like how this feedback was structured. That he definitely did not like this movie at all.
Yeah.
But if you don't like something, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means
that you
it's
don't
not
like it.
like your cup of tea.
Yeah.
And still, he mentioned a lot of great things that he recognized, that this movie has like unique animation style, a lot of violence, like some crazy sequences that is just not for this guy.
Yeah.
But they're great.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not so this is something that I think not that popular here yet. So
Yeah.
if you don't like something, it's bad, it's the worst thing ever,
Yeah.
and you hate it, and it's like unapologetically bad for everyone.
But I'm gonna, to be honest, I think that's general. Like for example, one of the biggest things that people have told me about the movie, that I have read about the movie, is that that is normalizing cheating. And I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to normalize cheating. Cheating happens. I'm just talking about the story about that somebody who cheated. It's not that I'm saying that this is great and you should go cheat. I'm just trying to say that this happened in her journey. Yeah. So I feel a lot of people are like that, that they feel their world is the only world, because you have to be very, smart to understand. Yeah, this is not my cup of. It's the same the other way around. Like, for example, when I say I love 80s movies, I know they're not the, in the classical cinema sense, the best movies ever. And this is something that even Tarantino, he says, it's the worst era of filmmaking. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I can understand that, but I still can love it because it hits the things that make me feel good. Let's put it that way. So that is something that I can understand. But I love what the observation that you said. I just want to say it here again so that it's clear, is that when it's good, they don't celebrate.
Yeah.
But when it's bad, they do. In my country, it's the other way around, because we are expecting everybody to be bad. So if it's bad, yeah, of course it's bad. So I'm not gonna go there. But if it's good, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, you have to see this. So it's the other way around. And maybe that's why it has been so different for me. And what you said about flow, I had a very good thing with flow, that it was like, at the beginning when I was seeing Latvian movies, a lot of people, they were arguing me that the Latvian movies wouldn't made into film festivals because they were in Latvian. And well, they still have a point, but they weren't
Smart guys, they just
yeah.
like removed the obstacle.
Yeah. But my point would always be, there's nothing why people are keeping you outside of film festivals. It's just the cinemas, the films are not good enough. It's the same in Venezuela. We have terrible films. I know this film, and I also understand that film festivals are political. You have to be very smart to have a movie that can play in a way that is not gonna be, if like I remember 2 years ago, a year ago, something like that. There was like 1 year that all the films were nominated, were directed. I think in Berlin were directed by women, because it's what is happening in the zeitgeist, and it's okay. You have to understand that it's also something that is politicized, and I love it that it's like that. I just understand I don't belong there. I just do different type of things. You find where you're gonna be, yeah. But and the same what you're saying about flow. I was like, the people started sharing. I saw it was in my social media. They started sharing the movie when it had the Golden Globe nomination. I'm like, bro, this guy needed you to share the movie when he had nothing, when he needs to make the money. Now he has everything. Now he doesn't care. So you're just joining the party. I've said after that, I said, Latvians don't like to start the party, they like to join the party.
Yeah, because people, like, you saw that everybody was like pro flow, very much, like even maybe more. And I don't think that all of the people that love the flow even saw the flow. That could be said, probably, but still. Yeah, because a lot of people pirated fall.
Yeah.
Like, it's not very patriotic but it's still, this is the same with for example, the hockey or sports or something else. When we suddenly win something and then you like join the party, but you didn't support it before and you actually like ignore it. So, but that is another topic, and it's quite interesting because it's also still we have to wait for some music guys to hit it big, because I have all my life it was like usually some music guys are like, okay, I'm leaving Latvia, I'm going to London and I'm gonna make it big, and nobody ever did, and it's always it became a joke. And still, but with the film, nobody even expected that. So now I'm expecting that somebody hit it big in the music, and then who's laughing now?
Everybody's gonna join the party.
It's almost the same. But this is a very interesting thing. But it's something that you should know. But going back to your previously, when you said that you want to work here, but now the good thing is that no, not the good thing for you, but actually the good thing is that like a lot of other people got the same idea. So we have like a lot of projects now, foreign projects in filming in Latvia. So everybody is mostly working in foreign productions. Everybody is coming here to film something, and that's going great.
Yeah,
of course.
Salaries
are going up for the local projects.
Yes, that has been a problem for me.
Yeah, but it's great for the foreign professionals to be recognized, and I think, like as far as I can see, that a lot of foreign productions, as I understand, they will probably keep coming. There's nothing stopping them. The experience have been at least good here, so there's going to be a lot of foreign projects that people will see how they operate. So it will be like professionally they're different. They ask for more. They operate on a bigger scale, and at the same time, I think it's going to give even a lot of more local people the idea that you can make your own films. So meaning that a lot of more films will be made outside this traditional state financing system.
Okay.
Like your film, like for the last 4 or 5 years, there are small films, of course, because like you have to work with little or no budget, but still people are trying. They are becoming more brave, and they are making it, and slowly it will change. I think it will change also the main system, because the people from, let's call it main system, although there's not thing like a main system, they will also work on those projects, or vice versa. They will coming from those projects inside the main system, and they will recognize them more. I think so, because it's like local projects. And very important thing that I see that is going to probably change that, because it cannot local film awards or local financing system, of course they give money to projects that are, and I understand that and kind of support that, they have to be socially important, etc. But it used to be that this is the only financing system, and now we have at least 3 different streaming platforms giving their budgets for filmmakers to make movies or series, be it fictional series, fictional movies, documentaries.
Which are the 3? I know 2.
TET.
That one I know. On Go 3
and Latvia's mobilized telephones. They financed my series, and they are serious player. Maybe someone else. Maybe I think, and then they have 2 government institutions, and and as you understand that streaming platforms are not really interested in very artsy pictures. They are interested in entertainment. So there are gonna be either people who are making that, or people who were making, or just good directors, and they have to adapt. I have to make this approachable. I have to make this more mainstream. I have to understand what people actually want to see, and maybe communicate my genius ideas through very understandable series or a film frame that is very understandable. And of course that will make I think the whole thing better, because there's not going to be the big divide between commercial films and nominated awards films I think not.
Yeah, hopefully. My fear with the productions coming from outside is that this year I saw everybody wanting to charge way more because they're working outside. And I'm like, bro, it's the other way around. Because in my country, the way is like this. Everything that is outside, you're going to charge them more. But it's because you can make 5 times more outside, that when somebody local comes, you can charge them less, because you don't have to be making a living out of the local. You got a big... But this is not what I saw here.
Or maybe this year, maybe next year.
The way you're talking, it gives me hope, because you were talking, and I'm like, maybe I'm thinking this in a too short of a timeline, and it's something that is going to take a little bit more time.
Fill the pockets, and then it's going to be, now something for the heart.
For the heart, finally, like this year, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to basically do everything by myself. I'm gonna DOP it myself, and I don't know, things that I was doing when I was making music videos. But I just feel technology is too good right now, and I just can't sit and do nothing about it. At least I have to try to have a go at making something great. So, but yeah, I like that you're hopeful about everything. I've seen the local productions. I've worked in a couple of things, mainly with my post production company, with Go3 specifically, and I really love the Lelda Kowalova's one, because I saw some of the she makes a premiere and the episodes uninvited guest.
No,
Yeah,
look, it is,
yeah, and I was like, oh, I like it. I was very surprised with everything, like because I'm gonna tell you why I've been surprised. When I hear Latvians talking about the Latvian film scene, I would think it's 1 billion times worse than it is. And then I go and see the thing. This is not that bad. What are people like? I'm enjoying them. So yeah. But that series is popular. The thing is, like, when it started, which is when I was hearing the thing, people were like, nah, now that it's popular, again, everybody's like, oh yeah, this is the best serial. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So
But their success is not overnight, because they had like 2 seasons of the Bez Vēsts pazudušās series, which they wrote as a book, and her husband directed both seasons. So they made 2 seasons before they made like the next one,
okay.
which become like a big success. So it's like earned success. It's not like they just made the series and it became a success. No, they did before like 2 seasons of another detective story, only like with different characters, and then here they just struck it big with the right casting and the right like tone, I think.
It takes a while. Like that's another thing that I tell everybody in Latvia. Like, making movies is not easy. It's a hard thing, because you have to have too many things right. You have to have the technical part, which is, I feel I'm a very technical artist. I need to nail the technical part first, because if not, I don't even think about the creative part. I know right now, because I know that I can make a movie. I'm really thinking about the story and diving into the story. Before, I used to be like, when I was shooting Volga, I was like, I just need to finish this movie, because there's so many stories of people that they don't even finish, that I had that very present in my head.
That's very important. I think it's even out of the question. You cannot, if you started, you have to finish.
You have to finish it. Yeah.
But with the Lelda, it's the same. I read on her Facebook, she was quite outraged that she also was not nominated, and
she wasn't.
No, yeah, but it's okay. Well, yeah, she was. I think it's not. Well, for her, it was a very big deal. Same as for you, like for the crew, for the actors, and same. But what's I think more important is it is actually more important is that, again, there is like a filmmaking team.
Yeah.
They have like she and her husband and their crew and their usual cast and go-to people, and they are like siloed independently somewhere, as are you, as are those guys on Go3 series. They are just making like series after series after series, the same crew. I always watch at least like few episodes just to see like same guys in the credits, and they also live in some kind of their own silo. They're not celebrated, and that's, I think it's, it doesn't matter if the series are like, you like them or not like them. They are making series, they are being produced, they are being broadcasted on the biggest streamer, so probably, at least they think they are good. It's just not like a reality show. It's like, at least it's like a fictional drama series, so you can find something good in there, and they are also like a little bit pushed out and working somewhere in their own like orbit, but not in the whole, as I feel it, not in the whole like Latvian filmmaking community, if there even is such a thing. But they are not being like officially recognized. Even if like last few years, this our national award has been giving out some nominations even to streaming series. So it's a great thing to involve them somehow, but because there's the same people that are like still making things, and but this is as you said, that like if you don't like something, you just cross it out, and it's like, no, it's not happening. It's not being invited to the party anymore.
Yeah.
However, people didn't like your film.
Yeah.
Or they didn't like the story. They
No,
didn't
for,
like,
for me, what it
but
was.
the sound production is not the story, because I mean, like, Suicide Squad and Transformers are Oscar-winning films.
Yes.
Not for the story,
Yes.
obviously, but
Yes.
for the technical merit, like who worked on them. So I think this is something we have to take from the Academy Awards, maybe together with the flow, that we are not snubbing, we're not giving like even technical nominations to
That's
artsy
what-
movies. Even okay, they are great, but let's invite other films to compete and not be judged by what is the story of the movie or who is the director and what he said in the interview.
And that's what I'm saying about the actors, specifically of my movie, because you might not like the story, and I get it. Like, it's controversial. It's here are too conservative at this. You cannot deny the amount of work that she put on the screen. That needs to be celebrated. Like, like it's not about the story of the thing. If she did a great job in the delivery of something and the amount of job that she did and the risk that she took and the commitment, I'm not saying give her the award. Just celebrate. Like the same with Lelda's series. Like, you cannot deny that they're making big series that look good, sound good, are good. How can that even be recognized? Maybe but socially they're not talking about something that an academy wants to celebrate. I get that part. But the nomination has to be there because the work is undeniable. That's the part that I say. Like, good sound is good sound. It doesn't matter the story. It's good sound. It's 50,000 files of sound that movies in Latvia have more like 10,000, because I have an ear and I'm deaf from the other one and I can hear. They just don't have that much work. And it's not the same to work with a Oscar-nominated sound mixer than to have the guy here. And there's no shame on that. Yeah, like, you have to celebrate the things. And that's my part with the thing. One thing that happened to us, the only time that we asked for a budget was for the mastering, the marketing and post-production. I think it was both of the things. The first time was for post-production, and they told us that they wouldn't give us the money because they didn't believe we could do what we said we were going to do. But we're like, we just sent you the film. The film is done. I just need to finish it. And the guy said, well, I watched it and I didn't, how is it? I didn't think it was, but I have a service. It's funny that I'm losing my voice at this moment. I'm not nervous. I'm just, I have a service that it's like in YouTube, yeah. That when you watch, I see how many minutes you watch, what did you replay, and what did you didn't replay. In that way, the Liras Kristaps people did their job. They watched the film. I saw who saw it from where, specifically the person, where they were, where they watched it again. Always was the nudity, of course, and yeah, like you can clearly see it. And but they told us no because we couldn't. And it's just like, just say you don't like. But for me, I think the obnoxious part is the lying. Is that they cannot tell you, no, we don't support films like this. Why? Because you're independent and we have to do this. And yeah, they never watched the film, and they say you cannot do what you said that you are going to do. I'm just like, already done. We shot the film. The film is shot and edited. We just wanted money was for the post, but well, I got a deal, and then I paid a year later in Argentina. But that's how we were able to do it. And I had to remaster the film, by the way. The one that you saw is not the version that I'm gonna screen in Lithuania.
So you look like George Lucas, always working.
Yes. Yeah. No, the mastering, yes, because I have a post-production house, and I try to master with everybody that knew here, that people that I love from Locomotive, that they're amazing people. And but when I went to see the film, there was something that was off, and I just couldn't understand. And it's so specific that it's just so tiny niche. I took a class with a guy from Company 3 that specifically was talking about that. And then when I remaster, I'm like, oh, yes. So it's just a tiny, tiny little thing that it was impossible for me to understand what it was. So yeah, I have to work on that, and I want to remaster it for Venezuela, but I won't do it. So I have.
But regarding the financing, I have to say it because I had like, of course, I have like comments, for example, for the Lielais Kristaps that I don't understand sometimes their creative choices, and that would be understating. But here with the financing, I have to. No, but let's say, as I understand it,
Yeah.
that the budgets for the film financing in Latvia are so small that I completely understand the thing that they would choose to support only the films that they have already invested in.
Yeah.
That was explained to me, and it makes total sense to me that, hey, they are already, and there are always twice as many projects submitted for them to support than they can physically support, and then they cannot give away like €5 to each who is asking.
Yeah.
So they have to cut them down, and probably they will support only projects that they have already invested in various stages. So even maybe if your project is going to be more commercial or more seen by the
And it
audience,
was finished.
Yeah, so they have another project that they have supported like in pre-production, production, post-production, and now they're giving the marketing, even if maybe it has like lesser chance, but still they are supporting their project, and I can understand that. But the thing that it would be great that if they call you and said, Santiago,
Exactly this.
listen to me, I cannot support you, but well, things are this and that and that. It would be great. It would be great. But this is the question. This is the topic about it not being the like one community, but like people who are working in the system with the state money, and then again with the GO3, and again with the TET, and again you, and again, and there is no like one big. And I would like to change that, of course, that they can tell you in person and not officially. But officially, they have to say maybe they have to come up with some official reason, which maybe is not true. And well, I think it's a tough job for them, like to deal out less amount of money than, and however they deal it out, everybody will be like not completely satisfied because everybody will want more. So nobody will be happy, and they have to do it. So it's like terrible job. I would not want to do it.
But I'm gonna tell you something. You should work for them first of all, because that's the answer that I wanted. Yeah. If you tell me this, I'm gonna understand it. But they don't say this. They say, I watched your film, I know you didn't, and it doesn't qualify because of this. Bro, just tell me this. If this is the reason, then that's the reason, and it's okay. And I'm gonna be like, yes, if because you're saying it right now, and it makes all the sense in the world. If I invested $1 million in a movie, I have to be sure this is gonna be finished. Yeah, like I have to be sure. Like, listen, what we can do is for the next time, it's an open conversation. I'm fine. But when you tell me, no, you cannot do what you said, bro, I just shot it. I sent you the thing. Hey, I watched it and it's just not good enough. Bro, I know you didn't watch it. Why they can't say this? Because most probably, because what I think? Oh, he's just giving the money to one of his friends. This is blatant corruption. This is how it feels. And it's very easy to think this. And there's no shame in saying what you say, because it is a reality. That's a reality that we can all understand. But they chose not to do these things. And
But it is a state. So treat it as like a politics. They cannot always say what they mean. You have to read what they said and read between the lines what they mean by that. So, but
when you're up for that job, let me know. I'll vote and send everybody to vote you in.
Politics also is changing with Trump's direct approach, so maybe it's going to change too sometimes in the future, and it will be more direct, which will maybe be better in some cases.
Yeah. Like now that you say it, makes sense. And at the end of the day, I'm happy that I didn't need the help, because I was able to finish it on my own. But that makes perfect sense. And now I feel like, I'm ready for more things that I can do. I also feel filmmaking has gotten significantly cheaper. You're saying this, and I'm like, this is a great reason, but never had it in my head, and it never. Because I would do the same. If I've invested $1 million, I have to invest till the end to be sure that it's done. but I want that. But yeah, like
It's same as I told you, like at the start of our conversation. It's great just to know even like the playing field, and it's same as like if you are a young filmmaker in Latvia, you are outside the system and you start to work, and I would just recommend like doing your thing and make a best thing and like pour your heart in. But if you are hoping that at some point like the state will come in and support you, just don't think, don't hope. Yeah, don't hope. It's not gonna happen probably because that didn't happen before, or it happens very rarely. So don't count on that.
yeah.
But maybe state will like it, and sometimes they will want to ride this train if it happens to like win some awards or do something good. And so same here. Like I it's not only you, but sometimes to tell the project that maybe don't spend your time applying for support because it's not gonna likely that you are. No, just don't spend your time on that. Like time is very precious resource.
Yeah.
And,
No, I don't wait for people.
Yeah.
I have the same.
Or sometimes you even should apply because this idea, and I have told them some people that this idea sounds something that state would definitely support. Like don't go to streamers; they will fuck up your idea. They will make it commercial. No, you pour your heart. This is something like came up from the trauma, for example, some script or some idea. No, go ask for support. They like to support those kind of things, and this is gonna be a longer process. Because, for example, like streamers are going to say, okay, here's the money. It's not a lot, but please be ready in 6 months. While state will give you development money next year. Come back. We'll see what comes out of it. We'll give you something more. You will develop it more. And in 5 years, maybe you're going to make something. So different approaches. But yeah, I think it's very important to understand where to go and know this playing field, even if, as we are talking, all this podcast in Latvia is quite different from maybe what they are telling you in film school or even how it should be maybe in like some ideal world.
Yeah. No, for me is that I have the comparison with my country. That's the thing that I see how they like in my country the making of the movie is kind of the same. I have never applied for money because I'm not gonna give them 5 years of my life waiting to make a movie. If I want to make a movie, I'm gonna try to figure out how to do it faster. The difference is when the movie's ready. They really support the local production. There's also an incentive from the tax side that if you're making money with a local movie, you get to keep more money. So it's also very helpful for the cinemas. There's many things that are happening. So that is a part that I'm a little bit shocked that after the movie's finished, it's finished. I don't like the movie, but this is going to encourage people to do more movies. These people, you can see that they work their ass out, like, because I'm saying about the actress to be fair because the movie is centered around the actress. But I also feel the editing was something that needed to be celebrated, and it was local. The cinematography was something that needed to be celebrated, and it was local. There were many local things that were very, very good that they could have been all supported. But yeah, given my first steps, and I'll see. We'll see where it takes. Making movies is exciting. I think I really needed to make my first movie to get reconnected to the main reason why I went to film school, and it wasn't to make money and make music videos. So now I'm back in the writing board and have a couple of projects. Let's see. Thing is always the budgeting, but you know.
As you said, it's like the technology is here.
Yeah.
You can do it faster, quicker. You can just do more with the less.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's more approachable as it ever has been before.
For sure. And Latvia is such a beautiful place to shoot. That's something that I feel. I like every time like yesterday I went to the Robbie Williams free advertisement concert and I was in Mesha Parks and I'm like, this place is just so pretty. It's just so pretty. And it's like a 10-minute drive from my house. It's just, well, maybe 15, but yeah, like I really like it here. The weather is a little bit of a bitch, but I mean, you cannot win everything.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna build a new studio. Film studio, I think the Spilves with Oaks there. No, this is the big project. So because everybody is coming in here, so we need a lot of studio space, not only like the beautiful countryside, etc., but or older buildings or like buildings that can stand in as Norway or London or Berlin, but they need the actual studio space because like it's cheaper to film here, and there's gonna hopefully be the Riga Film Studio, which is not the old one but the new one.
Okay.
So it can be the sound stages and probably LED stages or something else like they come up with. But it's a big project, so yeah, it's
For when do you know? Like
few years in the future
years.
now. It's involving the government and big money. So, but I know that they are like in the planning stages. Hopefully, it's all going well.
Okay.
So it will be bringing even more foreign crews here.
Okay.
And the local ones can learn. Hopefully.
Okay.
And always also film there.
Yeah. I will keep trying. You know, I'm teaching color grading in Riseva.
Oh, cool.
So I've been doing that, and but now I feel I really want to zone into the film, to the mastering, so that they can know, so that they know how to do this faster, understand the differences, and yeah, because color grading has been is something that I feel like in the industry in general has been very gatekeep, like in general, not in Latvia, everywhere in the world, because yeah, like it has been so hard for me to, you know, I did the color of my own film, and it was always like that because I was always like, why do American films look so much better than the other films? And little by little, I'm learning, and I like just to spill the beans as soon as I learn something. So,
but I just wanted to ask, isn't this? And my question was like overall, this is something that is could be done more and more by AI, or do you use AI tools?
Everything can be, well, all the technology now has AI tools. Like, for example, if you needed to pick a color, it was a pain in the ass. Now you just say red and it selects the red in the image. So in that way, AI is just part of everything, doing masks and everything. It's just super advanced. The thing is like color grading, and this is one of the things why I want to DOP my own film, because I also feel that lately all the movies, and this is something, you know, 90s movies were so much richer in color and everything, yeah? And I think we're gonna go back to that, to bolder things, because with better cameras, there's just more dynamic range, but everything looks bland and flat and boring, and films have been looking boring, except for the people that go hardcore, like, I don't know, The Northman, The Count, James Cameron, everything that he does. Yeah, like, and I feel we're at a stage that the same with technology, everything is available, but everything becomes about taste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you start realizing, oh, we need to bring back taste and excitement, because I also wonder, I'm not too convinced about that, but I also wonder, are the films from the 90s and the early 2000s also so much better also because how they look make you feel? Because I clearly know that those late 90s, early 2000, in terms of color, and it maybe till 2014 or something in time, were way richer. Like I remember I fell in love with color grading when I watched Drive. I remember I saw that movie, I'm like, why does that movie look so cool? What did they do? And I got obsessed with that movie. And that's how I got into color grading, because I wanted to do stuff that looked like that. Yeah. So I don't think we're past the era of clicking a button. I think we're at the era that what is gonna start being is like bolder choices to bring back like cool. Like movies used to be cool. Yeah, and I feel cool is a little bit lost out of the culture. Things need more personality to stand by something. Whether people are not gonna like it or not, but that the people that do, they love it. Yeah, like I feel we're going back to that era, to things with personality.
So basically, what you're saying is that AI will leave some people without the jobs, but not because it will replace them, but because to actually do something that is gonna be watched or consumed by the other, or loved. Let's say not.
Yeah.
Let's not say the word consumed, loved by or yeah, by the others. Is that you have to like get over yourself. You have to open up. You have to like show like your true
Yep.
secrets, desires, energy, whatever it is you are thinking, actually thinking, and not the like you are supposed to do, for example. So,
Yeah, and you have to commit and take
Yeah.
risk, because in that way, this one of the things that I want to do with my new film. I don't know if I would shoot it already with a baked in look, or if I would shoot it raw, but very, very knowing how it's gonna be the end up image. But that's one thing that they didn't drive. The look is baked, and that's how it used to be in the negative. Like you would go to the timer to do the color to tweak two things. It wasn't right now. Everything is flat, and they start putting windows and putting there's no commitment to the image, taking out the greats like I don't know, Hoyte van Hoyteman, Greg Fraser, Robert Richardson, Roger Dickens, all the good ones. Yeah, the commitment to something. Oh, I'm gonna make a scene that everything is dark and there's one eye. Why? Because this is how I see it. But you shoot it that way and you cannot go back. Like that boldness has been missing out of films. And yeah, like the people that knows how to use AI to do this, to double down on that is going to take an advantage. I heard this quote that I love. AI is not going to take your job. Somebody using AI will take your job. So it's a little bit of that. But I feel artistically, specifically in everything that is on the like on the American pop culture, everything is too bland. Like we need bolder choices. Yeah. Like when you see Terminators, like I remember, I think it was the Critical Drinker or one of them that had this take that when movies were R-rated and were remarketed for children, those were the cool times. But Terminator was an R-rated movie because of it wasn't about Terminator. It was specifically about RoboCop. Yeah, but everybody had toys about RoboCop. Yeah,
because
but it
it's
was
very
like blew the
weird,
hand.
but it was not a children's movie. Yeah.
It's not definitely not a children's movie. So I think we have what is ahead of us are choices like that, like bolder, stronger. I know you mentioned this movie. How's it called? The Australian guys, because Cinema Frog told me the same movie.
Yeah, Bring Her Back.
Bring Her Back. That he says, oh, these guys are committed to whatever they're saying. You're gonna feel they're really committed. I can't wait to see it. And but I feel that that's in general what we need is something that is gonna be, because all the AI what has made is generalize everything to a kind of like everything is
Like a Netflix filter.
the worst. The worst is the Netflix filter. The worst filter. But yeah, like I feel that's where we're moving, and yeah, like let's see. It's exciting times. They made this. Would you rather? Like
Would you
if
rather?
two films, one has to live, one has to be erased for humanity. Yeah, like the pretty extreme, but to prove a point. Yeah, Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter.
Oh my God, I'm not gonna answer that because I'm gonna either it's not there's not the right answer there because I'm gonna lose like half of the audience.
It's like
Either
Sophie's
way.
choice. Well, like which of the children?
But I would say if I would answer that, I would say that Lord of the Rings stays, but it's only because there is like for the Harry Potter fans, which I also am one of you. There is gonna be a TV series, so there is gonna be another version of the story very soon. We'll be seeing that, and we'll be comparing that to the films that we love. But still, even if we destroy the films, there is gonna be another version of the story. But there's I don't think there's gonna be another Lord of the Rings, and if it's gonna be, it's not gonna be better than this one. So this has to stay. Even if it's not the first one, Lord of the Rings film.
Yeah.
There's an animated one, but yeah.
Okay,
sorry,
good
but-
take. I'm gonna give mine. I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I don't know why. I should have been everybody around me is, but it never clicked with me. I hated the first, I think, two Harry Potter films, but I loved the last seven or something like that. So I will take Harry Potter any day.
Okay.
So, and
I don't think there should be a fight. There's always comparing Harry Potter to Lord of the Rings, but it's like it's not even apples and oranges. It's like different.
completely
kind of
different.
fantasy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
One
why we
one
should.
films are way more mature. Like Lord of the Rings are very mature films, and I feel Harry Potter.
One is like a family film, but the Lord of the Rings films are not like a coming of age story through the 7 or 8 films, and from the kind of very children movies to very mature films. To Lord of the Rings are 3 movies like a very similar.
Yeah.
Those are like war films or political films, and they just happen to take place in a fantasy realm. So
Yeah, great movies to be fair. When I say that I don't like it, just to because I had this thought. When I say a film is terrible or I don't like a film, it's always about the story. There's something in the story, and it's not even the script. The screenplay can be good, but if the story is something that doesn't resonate with me, I just seem to not click with the story. And I have a very kind of pessimistic look of life. So maybe that's why the Lord of the Rings that is so hopeful and good above evil, it doesn't resonate with me. So yeah, Inception versus the Matrix first movie.
Which one?
Would you rather Inception or the first Matrix movie?
Inception, the first Matrix movie.
Yeah, which one survives?
No, I love both of them again,
Yeah,
but I would say definitely the Matrix.
the Matrix. Yeah, for sure.
No, it's just like I like it more. I love Inception, but I love even more the Matrix.
No, yeah. Like that's a no-brainer.
You have to like make your choices there.
Yeah. No, and I'm pretty sure I can't think out of my head another movie that would beat The Matrix in my head. That's one of my top films, and it's culturally so relevant now. But I remember the experience in the cinema being blown away. I love that movie. The Godfather versus Goodfellas. Whoever did this is somebody that likes to torture people. But
I mean, I think it's still like kind of the same
yeah,
as the previous one because The Godfather stays.
yes,
It
it's true.
has bigger cultural relevance and it's more important film.
Yeah, and it has
Goodfellas are great, but still like
yeah,
I also like Casino.
yeah.
Maybe it's the same as the Goodfellas.
Yeah. No, me too. Me too. No, I love Goodfellas. I love Casino. I will. Of those two, well, I like better Goodfellas. Yeah, for sure. But well, it's not that for sure because Casino Joe Pesci is there so good in that movie specifically. He's good in Goodfellas, but in Casino it's just like double meaner, double. It's Joe's. Yeah. It's,
Everything I think elements could be better in Casino, but the whole film works better in Goodfellas. So you have to like.
yeah.
But still, they are like if there is no Goodfellas, there still is a Casino.
For sure, that for sure. And The Godfather, I mean, come on, it's The Godfather. It's Marlon Brando at his best. Like, it's unbeatable. Yeah. Back to the Future versus Jurassic Park.
I'm not that. I like Back to the Future, but it was never my favorite film.
Okay. And Jurassic Park?
I don't think either. I can,
So you can
You
give
choose,
both
guys.
away. Yeah.
no, I would be sad if those films left us, but still, it's like not I don't know.
I was a big Back to the Future film.
Okay.
Very big fan. I like Jurassic Park, but not that much.
They are
Not-
both great, but still,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
hard, but not because I loved somebody
Yeah.
more than the other.
I think this is going to hit you hard. Gladiator or The Fight Club?
Oh man. Well, I would say that Fight Club stays.
For sure, for sure.
Gladiator is a great film, but they are not on the same level. I
They're
think.
not on the same level. No, The Fight Club is one of the films that I've watched more in my life, for sure. It's a great, great film. Have you read the book of The
Yeah.
Fight Club? It's the
I
best.
think multiple times, and it's also great. But the film was also great.
It was in a different way. That's why I like the book and the film so much. Yeah. The Truman Show or the film or The Big Lebowski. I think I know what you're gonna choose.
This is the same situation, even worse. I can say Back to the Future. I don't know if no Truman Show is a good film. I don't want to offend anyone, but I don't
I love
really feel anything.
I love how political you are. Like
Maybe Lebowski is more culturally referent, but it's also not my favorite Coen Brothers movie. So
I agree. I will also take the Truman Show, but I do know that a lot of people. Well, I didn't watch the Big Lebowski when it came out, so I don't understand the hype of the film.
I understand it as something that other people love more than I do. And I
Yeah.
completely understand why, but it doesn't hit me the same way.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we're far in the same. The only difference was the Lord of the Rings are Harry Potter. Titanic versus Forrest Gump. Oof.
I don't know. I love Forrest Gump, but Titanic is an important film.
It's a very important film. I will have to take Forrest Gump with the pain of my life because I love Titanic, but Forrest Gump was the first movie that I remember crying and laughing the whole movie. I was like this.
Okay.
Like it was crazy the experience for me. And I remember I loved that film so much that when I went out, I remember I told it to a friend of mine from the beginning to the end. And I still remember the friend of mine like bored out of his fucking mind having to sit hearing me telling that story. Oof. It's painful to remember it. But yeah, Forrest Gump for me.
No, okay, then I have to take Titanic.
Titanic,
Just to
okay.
make it even, yeah.
Okay. Dune versus Oppenheimer. Now we're getting into nice territory. What did you think about Oppenheimer? We had a talk about this before. You liked it?
I liked it, yeah.
Dune?
But I didn't love it.
Yeah, me too.
But Dune, like same, but I cannot watch it like separately. It's the first part or second part?
First.
And then the third one is going to come out and it's going to probably somehow impact the first two at least. Because like Gladiator 2 came out and made the first movie like worse.
No, about that. But
I know, I cannot think about it like that, but it did. It did.
Yeah, well.
It actually made it worse.
I'm going to tell you, that's why I didn't watch it.
Yeah, maybe.
I was like, nope.
If you like the first one,
yeah.
And you didn't already watch it, like
no. The trailer was enough for me. I'm like, this is never gonna be good. This is not gonna help.
Rhino, but well, that's trailer is enough actually.
The trailer is.
But I know. I honestly don't. I liked both the films. I respect them. It's this interesting thing, and I respect Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And maybe we're gonna watch it one more time because it's 3 hours long.
Okay.
And my wife haven't seen it, so there is gonna be a time
to watch it again.
The second time, but I don't think there's gonna be a third. But with the Dune, I guess I will revisit it sometimes. I have seen it like twice. Well, the new one will come out, and I will say, okay, let's watch first two ones and maybe read the third book or something. And yeah, so it's. But if you have to choose. I have to go with Dune. I'm sorry, Christopher Nolan, but
me too.
But I have to.
No, I don't. I didn't like Oppenheimer. I was bored out of my mind. And Dune, the first one specifically, I really liked. The second one, I hated. I said it before. The Zendaya character. I was so annoyed by her that I felt the movie was very predictable. I knew from the first frame how it was going to end. The first one, no. Like the first one had me really hooked. I really liked it.
Interesting.
The first one.
I think it had a problem with the Dune films or the films like that are being filmed that you know that there's the two parts of the story or even three parts of the story and this is only the first one, but because of the rules of the modern Hollywood filmmaking, they have to make it as a whole movie that you can enjoy without seeing the next movie, and the same applies to the next movie that you have to enjoy without seeing the previous one because they are so crazy expensive that you have to think like the last Mission Impossible, the eighth one is the best example of they spent 40 minutes explaining what happened in previous films because they just had to think about everybody and their mother that is going to be seeing this movie hopefully. But it's a eighth movie, and it's like actually the second part of the two-parter, which started in the previous film. It's a one story, basically, and then they have to make it as a separate standalone film. But still, it's still this. Imagine like Harry Potter, the last movie,
explaining where how he was
and
born.
it's like, and the marketing team say, okay, well, but what about the people that didn't watch the previous one? Will they understand what's going on? Because if I was the director of that movie, I would say I don't care about those people at all. Like, just don't bring them up. They didn't watch the previous one. Why didn't they? Why are we even talking about
They
them?
can go and watch it. It's not like they don't exist.
They just watch the first 7 at home and then come and enjoy. But no, they have to explain something. And so with the Dune, it's the same. It's probably, maybe there will be a time when you just sit down, and maybe if you ever have 6 hours free time, you will watch both movies in order, or it's gonna be the 2 evenings. But if it's like that, if you watch them both back to back, it's one experience. If you watch Dune 1, first one, and the second one on 2 separate evenings, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
And it's not an ideal experience in both those situations, because at one you have to have 6 hours of free time to enjoy the story, but from start to at least that kind of finish, and get this complete experience. And then there's a two-parter. Well, it's very hard. Just maybe don't make them like that.
Yeah.
Make them a movie, not a first part and second part.
Yeah. Now that you're saying it, that explains a lot about the last Mission Impossible, which I enjoy. But I agree, we could have taken 1 hour out, and it's not the best of the franchise. But I mean, Tom Cruise has given me so many great moments in a movie theater that I'm like, I'll take any not best Tom Cruise movie above anything else, because I know the guy is gonna deliver somehow, and I'm gonna be stressed somehow, and he makes great action films. I loved the Mission Impossibles.
The last one, the first 40 minutes, I was thinking this is the worst. This is the catastrophe. Oh my God! Yes, it's all exposition. They're explaining what happened, and then there are 2 sequences that are I forgot about. That I hated it. Whoa! That the submarine sequence and the biplane sequence. Right. And in the end, it was okay, the movie is okay. And then a few weeks after, I was I actually have a good aftertaste for this last Mission Impossible. It's not the greatest movie. It's not even the greatest Mission Impossible, but it was not the disaster I thought it gonna be in the first minutes. But then again, if I think about the 7th or 8th part, you can completely understand it was one script. They just split it in half, and they just keep shooting because the budget was 8 only, infinity. And I just keep shooting. But that was a very interesting thing about that I realized about those crazy stunts. That nowadays, especially if we go back to the start of the conversation, that Van Damme in Bloodsport, he did this split. Yeah. And I was 7 years old. I was oh my God, it is insane stunt. And we all tried to do that. It did not end good for any of us at 7, because we are not Van Damme. We cannot do. But the split was it sold the movie. The split.
True.
Right.
True.
And now I hear that Tom Cruise got into the Guinness Book of Records because he spent 30 or 40 times jumping out of the helicopter with a burning parachute, and I don't even know what to think of it. I'm seriously, it's I respect that. Yeah. But I don't even know what to say anymore, because I knew that the Van Damme split, this was something I haven't seen before. Same with the Schwarzenegger films or those kind of films where some kind of physical feat was wow, it just impresses you. And guys who watch the Bruce Lee films, they just went straight out of the cinema or out of the video saloon and went to the any kind of martial arts training and stayed there, hopefully. But then what can I say about Tom Cruise jumping tens of times with a burning parachute? I don't know. It's crazy. Yes, it's super physical feat. Yes, but it's well, I don't know. And it should be that, because on the previous film, because I followed the marketing, the main stunt was a guy jumping out of the motorcycle, the motorcycle, and that's already it was made into 10-minute featurette. When we see from various angles the jump, the training, the preparation, everything we saw half a year before the movie opened. It was a main event. The guy is gonna jump out of from the rock with the motorcycle, and in this new film they did 2,000 takes with the airplanes. 2,000 times they took off Sorry, I don't know how many takes. I mean, like, no, not 200, 2,000 times they took off with the airplanes to shoot the aero sequences. I don't know what to think of it, but I know that people watched Minecraft more because it was funny, and then was like this chicken jockey or something. I'm too old for that shit. But there is a line where it's like you can't even understand what.
Well, it didn't translate to the screen, like somehow.
Yeah.
I
I was sad because I was like those are practical effects, and the guys who made the film, they said that there's not gonna be a movie like that probably ever, and I understand because it even didn't translate, not into ticket sales, nothing to like, nobody is like saying, wow, Tom Cruise is like the best actor or most dedicated actor ever. We respect him, but we don't really even understand anymore what he does. Like, well, okay, keep doing that, but it's not something that I'm gonna be like repeating or be that excited about.
Yeah.
Because I don't even understand what it takes. Like he's like can hold his breath for like 10 minutes and the word okay, good. But yeah, he can jump with the burning parachute like 30 times. Like why? Maybe 5 would be enough. No, not to say something. That he's clearly going too far. It's
Well, he needs to translate. I get your point.
Yeah.
Like he is committed, but they haven't figured out. And I'm not saying this is an easy feat, or do I have any fucking idea of how to say it?
Like,
It's an insane feat, but they haven't figured out how to translate that to the screen. Because, for example, the time that he was hanging out of the plane, I remember seeing that scene, and first of all, I never thought he was outside of a plane. I was like, this is clearly a green screen. Yeah, but it's cool. I remember that shot felt like, oh my God, this is really cool. And then when I learned that he was outside of the plane, I'm like, this guy's fucking insane. But it's the image, what it translated. Because what you're talking about, Bloodsport, and now that you're saying that, because we had a joke when we were, you were talking about Van Damme, but I was watching Bloodsport with, and we had a joke. We were saying like he's doing a split every 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh, but look what it happened to the people that were watching at the. It translated, but it translated because most probably it was the first time that you saw it, and it was connected to this kind of like martial arts feat. But if I'm shooting the guy falling down in the same way that everybody's doing it in a green screen, and the green screen is so good and advanced that I cannot tell the difference, you need to find a way to translate it, because that's the main thing at the end. So yeah, he's going far, and he's not the Minecraft thing must have
no,
hurt,
it's like it's just like the people are responding to a little bit different things now, and of course we are all in for Tom Cruise and his like commitment to practical filmmaking, etc. But sometimes I think it is just a little bit too much. That it doesn't translate. It didn't make the movie better. It just make maybe the scene better, but still, if you, and the other things that are, for example, a lot more cheaper, probably like 10,000 times cheaper when I'm watching something like The Raid from Indonesia. I'm seeing like those guys like punching each other for real, or maybe they are at least make it to look real. That and it's like, oh wow, this is something I haven't seen before, or I haven't seen for a long time. People punching each other for real, like, and it looks like very gritty. It looks like brutal, and it looks exciting.
Yeah. That's a good observation.
And maybe they're not punching each other for real anyway.
but at least they make it good enough that you feel that way.
Yep,
Yeah. That's why I want to do some action sequences in 20 frames, because I feel The Matrix looks different because they shot it at 20 frames. And I remember specifically the second one, which is not a great film, but I was like, how do they make these choreographies look so real? And then I understood that they were shooting at 20 frames per second. And they must have forgot it, because the last Matrix movies were like, especially the one that the Resurrections was.
I know there are only 3 ones. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I would say there's only one. I wouldn't even go.
I only can like confess that probably I would like switch second and even third one for lots of those films on the list, but I will not say which ones. I love Matrix sequels.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. And they are maybe not that great movies, but
I love the second one. It's a great action film.
It's a great action film. The third one is a great like mecha film It's like Japanese influenced anime. There was like those robot suits that it's really there's nothing like that, especially except like Edge of Tomorrow with the Tom Cruise.
Great movie.
Yeah,
That bomb, but great movie.
If you like those Matrix things, or at least visually, but if you watch the second and third Matrix films, which is 2003, it's like 22 years old movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they are miles better than anything that comes out this year in terms of special effects, in terms of action sequences, basically everything except maybe the story if you don't like it. And I think most of the people just like imagined the Matrix sequels in their heads after the first ones, and it was not that thing they imagined.
Well, I think they got convoluted. Like,
yeah, but so same as like with the Dune, there's like big 6-hour movie split in half, quite different, but still, they have these problems. I will not tell anybody to love them, but I would say that to rewatch them, and if you think that's also like bad films, well, I mean, the effects and the action scenes are like better than anything that comes out now. I'm sorry, but that is the truth.
That is the truth. I know that The Matrix Reloaded, in terms of action, is one of the best action films ever. Like the choreographies look so good. That is great, especially the white one with the stairs, like the last one with that is insane how they shot that sequence.
If somebody says to you, okay, I just like action, I go to the films for entertainment and I like to just watch expensive action, then I went to Fantastic Four and they have like 2 action sequences, one in space, one on the air. I don't know if that's it. Yeah, it's a 2-hour movie, and it costs probably the same amount that they spent on the Matrix. Which built the fucking highway. For
true.
Practice. Okay,
True.
it's a CGI enhanced highway with the stunts, but still they built a part of the highway and they crashed like 200 cars, and it's only one action sequence out of I think 6 or 7 in that film, which like has everything. And well, let's compare.
Yeah. How was the Fantastic Four, by the way?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. Nothing worth.
No, if you like comic book movies, then I guess it's okay. It's better than the previous Marvels, but no, it's very hard to compare now, because I know that people like them, but the more I see them, the more I understand. I also love them, but they ended with the Endgame, I think.
Yeah.
And they had like story out of like 20 films or something, and now they are trying to recapture the magic, and it's very interesting to see I think more from the distribution side, because Fantastic Four is perfect Marvel movie. They did everything that Marvel fans like, or the comic book fans. It is like by the book, absolutely perfect. They're trying to recapture the magic, and when you see that movie with the full audience full of people, the interesting thing is like try to feel how the audience feels. And what I felt, the audience felt, and what I myself felt is that we want to like it more than we actually do, or it deserves to be liked. But we want, and everybody wants to recapture this like magic of those best comic book films like Avengers Endgame or Infinity War, and it's not that, of course it's not, but we want them to be so much that we give them extra credit.
But I'm gonna tell you something. When you make the Silver Surfer a woman, and we all grew up with the Silver Surfer being a man, and I know there's the random alternate universe that they made it a woman, you're just shooting your own audience in the face. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, they need to get the things better. I also think, I've said this extensively everywhere, actors are terrible now, and you cannot compare Robert Downey. Forget about the rest. I love them all, of the old Marvels, of Chris Evans, the lady, Scarlett Johansson. Like, all these guys are miles ahead of Pedro Pascal, the girl that I don't even know her name, and the other two that I don't even know their name. They're just terrible actors. Like, they're not even in the same competition. And I'm sorry, but that's what I believe. And I can deconstruct it movie by movie, script by script, subtext by subtext. So call me. To finish this one, The Hunger Games versus Divergent, all the films.
can just throw them both.
I'm the same. Like, keep them to
Yeah,
yourself.
but I'm sorry.
Keep them to yourself.
I won't miss anyone. But hey, I did. I think last year I did like Hunger Games rewatch because I remember watching first one and then second one and then I just like fell off this franchise and I thought like the new one comes out and it's still relevant and it's gonna be a new film. This is like dystopian future that I kind of supposed to like. Maybe not in like spaceships kind of way dystopian future, but still. And I was very surprised by the last two films with the because Games. The Hunger Games. So the last two films that are with the Jennifer Lawrence, not the prequel one. Prequel one was like kind of okay film. Like I didn't hate it. It was interesting story with some interesting choices, but. Except that they are like 3 hours long. The last movies, like they are going. But if Harry Potter from the first one to the seventh part 2, they gradually became darker and darker and darker. And then the Hunger Games number 1 was already a little bit dark, and then like bam, 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 and the, like last two ones are like just like war movies, like Saving Private Ryan type of dark.
Okay.
Grim, yes, completely. And I was like, okay, this is very surprising for a kind of teenage-oriented franchise. Which I thought it was.
Yeah.
But Divergent, no.
Never in my life.
No, I watched like first 2 or something.
Okay. I watched something, but I don't remember anything about it.
I remember like second one was like that they probably the studio that were doing the effects got some new preset when they like did like glass shattering. Like, so they had like 15,000 shots with the like glass shattering going. I thought, like you paid for it, man. You milk it. Like,
milk it. I know.
That I remember, nothing else.
Okay, I don't remember.
I'm sorry for all the Divergent fans, but they didn't got. They had like four movies, 3 books, made into 4 movies, and on the third movie it made so little money that the 4th movie they went straight to TV. And then they canceled it altogether. So it's not gonna be like a continuation. So we shouldn't like beat up the Divergent fans there.
Yikes.
Nope. Yeah.
Listen, the last one on that list was Interstellar versus The Prestige.
Oh wow. Still like poor Nolan.
Yeah.
No, I think I have to go with Interstellar.
For sure. I mean, come on.
Prestige is a great film, but still
No, the Interstellar for me is one of the it's my favorite Nolan film for sure, and but it's one of the best all time. I think that movie is just it hit me different. Something happened to me while I was because I was with a bunch of friends, like cool friends, trying to be cool, and I started crying without being able to control it, and it was very, very, very embarrassing. But it is what it is. But you know that. Only for the the score.
Yeah.
Like that music is just so good, blends so good with that movie that it's just a great movie.
But this interesting fact is that we have done numerous screenings of Interstellar.
Okay.
For years now, I think since the COVID, like because I had like the Nolan filmography to show, and it is by far the most popular Nolan film in Latvia. People just come to it repeatedly up to the point when like if we have like dry months we just like put in Interstellar and like make some money because it's guaranteed. Yeah, and I think it's even for the people who are not fans of sci-fi films or Nolan in general, they say this one is for me, and I think because it's like it hits some kind of very special level. It's very emotional for a Nolan film, which are like a clockwork. Other films, like he's like making a blueprints, not the movies mostly. Especially for example Tenet. It's like a kind of dead movie. It's like just going backwards, forwards, etc. But Interstellar is very emotional. The music helps, of course. And I think because it's not his script. So,
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's different. He came the script. There was like a different director. It was a Spielberg film first, and I think it's still a very much Nolan film. but the elements that is not his, like they amplified the whole film and made it more accessible to people that are not into the Nolan type of filmmaking. So yeah, so I have explanation why is it so popular.
Okay.
But Latvians, like, maybe they're just emotional. So people come and cry. Like, it's very sweet.
Well, I feel also Interstellar is one of those movies that you feel is to watch it in the cinema. Like, you know, like there are movies that you're like, you know, like a romantic comedy, if you watch it at your house, it's good.
No,
but
screen is too big for Interstellar.
exactly. Interstellar is just, I love it in the cinema. I'm one of those kino cults of Interstellar I've gone and watched for sure. And it's a great movie. I really, really like that movie. But I didn't know it wasn't his. Well, he tends to be, as a writer, very plot heavy. Like, it's always, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here. And I always feel like, chill, bro. Like,
no, of course, he rewrote this one too. But still, it's like it was not his original idea, so it came out, and I think it kept a lot from the outside.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great film.
Interesting.
Yeah, did you like how did you feel about the Prestige?
I love it. I like the Prestige. I have not seen it for some time. We tried to do a screening, but there are some rights issues, very funny rights issues. That they can give us the rights,
Okay,
but only for the DCP screening, if you can get the official DCP. But the rights owners don't have the official DCP, so we have to ask like a Disney for DCP, and they say like, well, guys, but do you have the rights? It's like, no, but we can get the rights if you give us the DCP. It's like, no, get the rights and they'll give you DCP. It's like, but we cannot give it. I don't know, maybe it's just like, as I said, maybe it's just politics and they don't want to give us a straight answer, no. So they put us in this catch-22 situation.
From the Latvian book of politics. Yeah, okay. Before we close, give me, what's your favorite Spielberg film? Do you have one?
Yeah, probably the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
The original.
Which is, no, not the Raiders, no. Because I watched them in the very different sequence. I watched the Last Crusade.
Last Crusade
first,
is the third one.
And then I watched the second one. And only then I watched the Raiders.
Okay.
So the Crusade is always my favorite because I watched it first.
It's a great film. Huh? Also, it is a great film. Yeah, it is. I love that one. Yeah. Really, really.
It actually made me like fall in love with the film. Because I watched that, I was like, like how is it? I'm feeling that kind of magic because it's like clearly it's like World War II era or something like that. It's Nazi. It's not like I cannot apply that to my current life, even if I'm 7 years old or something like that, because I watched it on TV. But like, hey, it made me feel something like how they put it together. It's like I want to know how they put it together that I can feel like sense of adventure, like excitement. I want to watch it again. I like to do something that inspires me. So it was like, yeah. Oh. But you since I don't know why I remember that. But now I have been listening to a few of the film podcasts, and you know the Robert Rodriguez.
Yes.
Everybody knows Robert Rodriguez. You probably have read his book, maybe. Even.
Sure, of course.
And now, okay, he's a businessman now. I have followed his career all his life from the Desperado and Mariachi.
I worked in a movie on 2023 with his wife.
Oh,
the producer, Elizabeth Avejan, the producer. I worked in a movie as an actor. I'm on the film. It's gonna come in Toronto this September.
Oh wow! So you're like one handshake away.
Yeah.
And now he's raising money for his company, and he's doing a lot of podcasts. Like a guy, he's like everywhere. But which is interesting, he's like 50-something years old, I think, which I can a little bit relate, like looking in the future. And since I have followed his career all my life, I was like a big fan of Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, etc. Now I see his newer films, and I can. It's not that, as you say, it's not as interesting to dissect the movies of the guy because his last film was Hypnotic with Ben Affleck. It was like a terrible film, but it's interesting. Why is he making? He's like been making the movies all his life. He's making Spy Kids by day, Sin City at night, right? Yeah. He told it all, and it was very interesting because he answered that question on all those podcasts because he's always telling the same story on all the podcasts. Like he has even I think it's script in his head, and he said, as you mentioned, now he hit 50, and he thought, okay, what else? He had done everything, like from the films with Tarantino to franchise with Spy Kids to TV with his LA network to like being the owner of the studio he has in Austin. What else? And he decided for himself that he either retires, but then what? Because he has been creating art, not just doing movies, but creating some kind of art all his life. So just retirement would be like very boring. He wouldn't actually be able to do it physically. And then he thought that he's going to work, and one thing that he's going to do, he's just gonna go work with his kids. He has a lot of kids. So one son is gonna be screenwriter.
I met them all.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Oh, okay. So
They were in the set.
So yeah, and he's gonna spend the time with his family and try to like teach them the filmmaking. Maybe they will be as great as him, maybe they will not. But for me, it's like important thing. I judge his next output, that the guy is trying to make things with his family, have a good time, something to do, but he's not proving anything. And you have to, I think I have to give him some respect, not judging his film as like he's like trying to make some masterpiece. He's just like 50 years old and working with his family. But and then he thought that he is just gonna make the, as he says, the body of work, and that hit with me somehow, because his body of work with the different pictures, like good ones, bad ones, for children, for not children, adult oriented, or big blockbusters like Alita, or small films like El Mariachi, and he did another one just to prove that he can still make the like $7,000 picture or something like that. So the body of work is what interests him, and I think it's interesting idea what to take from that.
What I like about him, well, to be honest, when I grew up, I never heard of him. But in film school, the first class was, they played us the mariachi with the sound off and the commentary, the DVD commentary. And he's just explaining you how he shot everything, yeah? And after that, of course, I read the book. I started watching his movies. I got completely into him because, you know, my mentor, my teacher at NYU, introduced me to him. Recently, I saw one of the podcasts with Lex Friedman, and he shows, it's such a good clip that they made out of the podcast, how he shot the ending of like the From Dusk Till Dawn like TV series.
Look at the sun. You're going to see the sun not move. You see, that's the point where the sun starts getting lost. I have to shoot this in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes, and how he put it the camera.
Actually,
I was
incredible.
like, bro, this guy is phenomenal.
How the works like
I was like, and I love the approach that he has, which is something that I have. I'm not gonna say that I've always had this approach that I prepare myself, but when I get on set, I'll figure out. So he says very vocally, you don't know how to do it. Don't worry about it. You just be there and let it happen through you. And I think that's a very brave and way of doing things. But he has many movies that I like. What I like about him is that I remember clearly that when I started making the short films for my university, they gave us how many shots you were supposed to do, how many, like, they would tell you, if you have 1 page of script, like to be a pro, you have to be able to need 3 takes per shot. If you're really between 1 and 3, that's something that is gonna give you work. More than 5 is just unprofessional. You won't have it was just because of the budget, yeah. And this is one of the things that me teaching in Reserva, and I was seeing the thesis work of this year. I was one of the jurors that I was saying, like, they have to implement this because this is how you really are going to work. It's not make me a short film as the last work. Is if the short film is gonna have 10 pages, then you only divide that by 3, you only get 3 days to shoot. Yeah, like, I don't know if that's the math. I'm just making whatever random math. But that's how they taught me in school, that you needed to be fast because, of course, it's not about what you can do. It's what you can do in a certain amount of time, yeah? And that you need to be economical. And if you know that there's something that you want to make very, very slow, that means that you're going to have to be very, very fast in other things. And he's the master at that.
Yeah, so I think are all of his films like great?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but he's like hell of an inspiring guy, and what that like Friedman podcast. And what he teaches, I think it's like more important than ever, especially with AI and not AI tools. And like you can like go and take your phone and like film it in 4K.
Yeah.
But he teaches this like approach, how you approach in thinking and in like solving the problems, which is, I think it's same as it was for him.
Yeah, no, he's a genius in that way. And I agree with the films. There are things that I really like more than other. I also feel he has a very clear style of what he likes to do. And I think maybe that's why because he does a lot of action and I like action movies. And that's why I feel, I loved Alita. Like my problem with Alita was that the second part didn't came the next year. Like I just wanted to, and I know it's coming because I know when we were shooting the movie, the kids were working somewhere there, if I understood correctly, in the second part. So, I can't wait. I love universes like this. I want to see more of this. And Alita, you can feel the James Cameron touch.
Yeah, it's his
1,000. You 1,000% you can feel it. By the way, now that like I keep talking, like I know I have to set it up, but this is important.
Cut this.
This is important. Did you watch the Fire and Ash trailer?
Yeah.
What did you think about? Are you an Avatar fan or not?
I'm
No.
not a hater.
Okay, you're not a hater. Okay.
I like it. It's interesting.
Okay.
I mean, it's more interesting for me, and I understand. It's like same with the Rodriguez, who just went in and thought like, okay, I'm 50 years old, but I do have this Sin City and Spy Kids franchises, and I have to work on them and not spend my time on other people's stories. And it's a same with James Cameron. I think he did Terminator, but those rights were somewhere else. Now they're back to him, but I don't know the details. It doesn't matter. Avatar, it's his idea. It's his sandbox. He thought it up. And a lot of people were really disappointed when he said, okay, now I'm going to make only avatars, which is, I think he changed his mind now. Okay, good for him. But still, I completely understand because he's been working all his life on like super biggest projects ever. And then he hit it like absolute gold with the first Avatar.
Yeah.
It's his. It's not about the money for that guy. Come on. How rich can you be? I don't think it's about the money. It's about now I am doing my own world. It's my imagination, and I'm gonna like tell you more stories in this world that is mine and only mine. So, yeah, but I don't know. Now he says that maybe he will not be making only Avatar films.
Hopefully, I love his film, and I love Avatar.
But to answer your question, actually, I understand if some people say that they are watching the new trailer and they think that it looks like an extended sequence from the second part. You can't even like differentiate it anymore. And then I think in the middle of the trailer, there's like some like fire ash avatar, and it's like, okay, well, I haven't seen that guy before, right?
Yeah.
But still, I don't have any opinion. I will go watch and see, and James Cameron always surprises us. But still, it's not something that I'm hyped about.
Okay.
I'm not hyped about those kind of films anymore. I'm hyped about like some kind of like new film from, I don't know, Jeremy Saunier, for example, who did this Netflix film. Now he's gonna like smaller films, but from the author's perspective. Yeah.
Okay.
Those excite me.
Okay, well, Sergej, thank you for coming. That was a very deep conversation about film. I know we're gonna have more because I like that you don't only that you're invested in everything, not only in the making of the films itself, but in the distribution of the films, in the marketing, in the how are they made and the watching it. But no, because that's what is relevant. That's what's interesting for me, because when you go to film school, they help you to learn how to make films, yeah. But making films is the least of the problems of making money out of films. Is like the funny part is that you finish your film, you're tired, and now you have to work. Like a film, like once now that I've been self-distributing, I can clearly tell you the most fun is the making of the film. Everything else feels legitimately like work. So, but like if I want to get in this business, there's just no way around.
You have to accept it.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
have
game.
to accept it. Yeah, that's the game. And I like that you're invested in all of that because you have said some things that are very well. You gave me an answer for the post-production money, which is helping, and I hope it helps heal some wounds. And but yeah, like it definitely. I like the view that you have and that you're really trying to understand why things are happening, and because that makes me think about the same. Like I'm taking a couple of things like, oh, it needs to translate to the screen. That is a big important thing, and and there was something other that I know I'm gonna remember at the end, that I was like, oh yeah, this is really like how the movies are made all at the same time, and the problems that that brings. Because I'm also trying to make kind of like a not a franchise. I wouldn't go as far, but like a collection of films under one umbrella. So good. Well, man, thank you for coming. Long
Absolutely. My
conversation.
pleasure.
Guys, thank you for joining. And yeah, until next time, a lot of filmmaking was talked about today. And thank you for joining us.